at home to Michigan State, at home to Illinois, at Virginia Tech. They are 3-1 in the league, but the 3 wins have come against the 3-step.
Whatever it was, he covered a lot of ground.
A lot of traffic underneath. The ball is stripped away, and back come the Blue Devils, led by DJ Stewart. 12 rebounds per game as a 6'6" wing.
The communication is much better. Matthew Hurt on the backside of that zone, one of the best communicators out there.
And by the way, we should mention Jalen Johnson now into the game for Duke, came in after the timeout. Three-pointer a little bit strong for Ithiel Horton, who's a very good shooter, a transfer from Delaware. Stewart, nice feed to Johnson.
That's when they're going to start to develop and really develop a feel for this game at this level.
Champagny, terrific three-point shooter, misses that one. 44% on the season. Xavier Johnson. Champagny feeling it from beyond the arc. What a follow by Tony at VCU in Oklahoma. Johnson with a long 2, and it's good.
With the pace to being the aggressor within the pace, but Pittsburgh just following right up where they left off against Syracuse.
Corner 3 for Champagny, who's already taken 4 threes now in the first 7 minutes, basically, of the game zone. But I'm sure if you're Jeff Capel, you're saying, hey, it's great you hit a couple, but go do some work on the inside. That's where you're at your best. Johnson back to Moore for a good look from the corner. I tell you, when Xavier Johnson makes his mind up to do something or get somewhere, good luck stopping him, right? From the line, he's 0 for 2 from the field. And we asked Jeff Capel, how do you guard a guy who can score from so many different spots to get him back within 3?
The teams have done a good job avoiding that driving kick. So what's there is the drive and go behind. That was a good read.
Between the 3 of them.
Yeah, and it's one of those things when you watch, you say, all right, how do you shut them down? Well, it's hard to do so because a lot of them, they're simple effort plays. They create for themselves with their effort and their toughness.
What a great... And there...
You don't overhelp, you get more rebounds. It's the whole thing works for them. Then you add the scoring from the guards. They're terrific. Gonzaga almost invites you every single game to play the way they want you to.
It wouldn't even be in March if they were to meet. DJ Stewart, the freshman from Chicago, with a 3.
That we don't talk enough about because we get so enamored with stars.
Brown kicks it back out. Well, Jeff Capel said the kind of guys that he get, they understand it's a multi-year process. He's not getting guys who are looking to go to the NBA after a year. They understand that it's, the journey as much as the destination.
3 years, maybe 4. Because every now and then you lose some guys and you no longer have your core group. I get it. I mean, the young guys need to be developed, but the expectation is you have to have a success when you do that.
Keep an eye on 11 in white. Again, back early from a knee injury last week against their lead for Pitt.
And those are the things that young players can't be prepared for unless they just go up against it, right? You're not really prepared for how hard somebody's going to play and the physicality they may bring. Pitt has been able to move the basketball freely and get into spots that are no-no spots for Duke's defense.
And let's see how Duke attacks the zone. Pitt's been in it for a few minutes now. Loose ball kicked back out. Baker can't get the shot. Teams have not shot the 3 well at all. Champagny for 3.
Playing at a high level, moving it to where they want and attacking in transition. Just got to clean that up.
Boy, great defensive transition there by Jalen Johnson. He sets up Wendell Moore, and he to be 24-16 against Syracuse on Saturday in his return, 17-10 at halftime. Won't go down for Wendell Moore. Moore had a 25-point game for Duke against BC a couple of weeks. Wendell Moore Jr., who's late getting into the play. Something looked like may have been wrong with his shoe. He fixed that, and now he's back in there in the front court. Johnson got it back, lays it in. Emma, it's the largest lead of the night for Pitt. Nearly a steal on the Tony Gamble. Nice cut by Moore.
Head was up, and he's reading defense, kind of doing the Peyton Manning. He's going to throw it to the open spot and hope someone's there.
Koulibaly from the L.
I know they vacated, they went out and took the perimeter, but you have to be present in the sense that you've got to get that ball out of that weak spot of the zone, not allow him to square up a jumper.
I think he heard all of that big three talk that I've been doing tonight. He's had enough of that. He wants in on that action. Stewart for Duke. 2 rebound of the night. Johnson tried to thread the needle, couldn't do it. Jalen Johnson behind the back, 4-on-1. And Moore with a
position. And in transition, that's where the young talent seems to thrive the most.
Horton, no.
That's good.
We are one Tony rebound away from 2 different Panthers already having a double-double. It's whistles or coaches or everybody yelling and one all the time. How much you can hear this year with nobody in the gym?
I've thought about coaches with season, and it's one of the best things for college basketball. We talked about the development in the first half. That's a guy that's developed.
Horton misses the 3. Jalen Johnson getting a lot of minutes. Second game back off the foot injury and looking good, isn't he? And he's closing in on a double-double. We could have 3 players with double-doubles in this game. We already got one of them. Champagnie took care of that in the first half. Now a rejection. Johnson blocking Koulibaly. Roach with a couple of crossovers off to Johnson for 3. Got it. A turnover. Moore hits the deck. Comes up with the ball for Duke. Johnson again. And his sports business class at win over Tennessee tonight.
You think of weak synergy would tell you the same thing. Duke has a good adjustment out of timeouts, and they're usually successful.
Champagnie with a block on Johnson. Joey Baker inside top against the zone by Pitt. Where will the shots come from right now? Koulibaly spins by Tape.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying it like I remember. I just know of it because I'm in the Philly suburbs.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just different times in the league. We like to do that comparison thing. Let's have more value than pride, and we better protect that. You have to attack the score. They got lucky in that play, being able to split and get it to Champagnie and a finish.
Jalen Johnson baseline.
That's responded.
Nice drive and kick. Nice shot fake. Boy, they're doing everything right. And
pretty clean, Dan.
8-point lead, Pitt over Duke. In a game that Pitt has led almost the entire way. Jalen Johnson, a big second half. And
they're not allowing Pitt to pick out their passes. God, that was a lot of P's, wasn't it?
Champagnie, 16-footer, and he continues to.
You do learn a lot. You realize that you put too much pressure on yourself with things that just don't matter, and you step back, the game gets simplified a bit, and it seems as if that's the case for Champagnie these last 2 games.
Hurt going down in the post, and he will finish grabbing his left back down. It's hard to tell. He might walk it off and come back.
Yeah, and sometimes it's when it really starts to swell that you lose mobility and it becomes a problem, but in the moment with adrenaline and everything else, you might be able to walk it off, but we're going to have to keep an eye on that when he comes back in, if he comes back in. Long closeouts, long, hard closeouts leads to drives and more opportunities, not only for yourself, but for others.
And now guarding Jalen Johnson at this end. By Stewart. Moore. Tape getting some minutes tonight. Can't finish. Got it back. And will
done as a game changer. And he showed a lot last year in terms of toughness down in the paint. You add 25 pounds, that's certainly going to help.
I think in any game this season, he is 4 for 7 from beyond the arc, a game-high 28 points. And now they forget about Tony on the weak side, but what a recovery by Johnson. Stewart wide open.
Sometimes I felt like they went to a man, but really they've committed to this zone. They just, again, since that 16:06 timeout, they've been much better in this zone.
Tony for 3. And somebody must have gotten a finger on that. Johnson down with it for Duke. Hurt. Spins. Odekale into Tony.
One in favor of Duke in terms of offensive rebounding. You're telling me their effort hasn't been elevated in this second half?
I think we've seen, look at this. What a pass from 4 minutes of the loss last week at Virginia Tech. They are clearly, and Notre Dame will be at the Pitt to take on Pitt at 8 o'clock Eastern. Wall-to-wall ACC action on the ACC network a week from Saturday. A rejection for Champagny. And then a block at the other end. Johnson got a piece of it. And here he comes. And there he goes.
He said he wants him to do, and that is play instinctually. Think less.
What a great play by Stewart to come up with a steal. Boy, Johnson thought about it. Hurdle take it. And it goes. Shoot. Johnson needs some help. Gets it back. He's going to have to create something. Kicks it into Tony.
And then finish.
Pitt has finished very well in a couple of games this year. Johnson.
It's about managing a late game situation. Those are the best closers. And usually it's experienced teams.
Game. Johnson surrounded. And a week since their last game. A chance to get. But Duke has come out playing extremely hard in the second half. 1 of 2. Champagny got him right at the rim. And now a steal by Tony. And a block at the other end by Moore. Wow, up and down they go, challenging everything at the rims. Holy cow.
Yeah, and Jalen Johnson's just scratching the surface, but he did all little things. He did a lot of the intangible things well, and the rest of the game kind of fell into his lead
in the last minute of the first half. And still, relatively speaking, a ton of time left in this game. Xavier Johnson with a miss. Jalen Johnson, first no good, and another rebound for Champagny.